Hello, thank you for joining me on the mat today for our beautiful yoga practice where we focus on letting love in. So, as we transition through these hip openers, we focus on activating the heart chakra, basically letting our heart lead us. Listen to your body, visualize the opening, the space that we create as we move gently and just release whatever it is we need to release, whether it be emotional, maybe some mental distractions, or some physical stress from your day. Whenever you're ready, the only prop that you might want to grab is a bolster to end in our final resting pose. But other than that, whenever you're ready, we can get started. We begin today sitting in staff pose in the middle of the mat, rooting down through the sit bones and lifting up through the crown of the head as if there was a string attached to our spine. Flexing the feet, sending energy out as we lift up this balance. Just coming into our breath, maybe taking hands to heart center. Beautiful. One more big breath here. Maybe we close the eyes. And then gently let the hands fall to the legs, where we bend this right knee, bringing the foot into the left thigh, making sure our hips are nice and square before we gently creep the fingertips down. Very active in this left leg, squeezing through the quadricep, only going as far as our body tells us. Being a nice long spine as we continue to breathe. Staying here for a few breaths, stopping wherever it feels good, but maybe going a little bit deeper with every exhale. Our last breath, make it nice and big. And inhale to gently lift back up, taking both feet in together, finding bound angle pose, reaching for the big toes, lifting the chest up, rolling the shoulders back. Beautiful. Really trying to send the knees down into the mat, opening up through the inner groins, pulling the chest forward. Breathing deeply into the belly. Letting go of what came before and what will come after. Finding ourselves in this moment right here. Gently releasing back to neutral spine to extend the right leg long, bringing the left foot into the thigh. Inhale to find length, and exhale to gently creep the fingertips forward. Maybe feeling a difference on this side, maybe one was tighter than the other. Have a lot of minor imbalances in our body, totally normal. Good to get to know ourselves this way, to observe these things. Beautiful. Staying here for 2 more breaths. And then inhale, coming back up. Sweeping this right leg behind, making our way into pigeon pose. Scooting up to the top of the mat. Taking our time to arrive here, especially if this is one of our first movements of the day and we're maybe a little tight. Planting the fingertips, reaching the chest up again, rolling the shoulders back. We're sitting up nice and tall. Thinking of pulling the hips forward as we send them down. Maybe feeling an opening in the glutes or the hip flexors. Consciously releasing tension wherever we find it. On your next inhale, gently shift your weight to your sit bones, turning towards the back of the mat, still keeping this right leg extended as we cross the knee over, finding a twist. Taking the right elbow to the outside of the knee, left hand comes behind. No forceful action here, just a gentle, slight twist, waking up the spine. Spreading wide through the fingers, reaching for that energy. One more breath. Beautiful. Gently release your twist. Step this left foot back, coming into pigeon pose on this side. Extending the left leg. Moving gently here. Find your comfiest position, whatever that looks like to you. Maybe playing with the angle of the foot. Before settling in and surrendering. Still staying nice and active here as we work through surrendering the mind, but also finding strength and control in the bodily movements. This balance, contrast. Take one more deep, loving breath. And on your exhale, release something you no longer need. Before gently shifting your weight back, turning towards the front of the mat and crossing this right leg over. Reaching the right arm behind, we twist, reaching up, spiraling the chest up towards the sky. Nice and strong and proud in who we are. Everyone has their little moments of doubt, but we're here, we have our purpose. We're here to love and be loved. Finding one more breath in this pose. Before exhaling, gently unraveling and coming into easy seat. We'll be taking one breath for each movement here. So follow along. And if you need to, take a peek at me, make this whatever you want it to be. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, right plants left overhead. Inhale, reach back up. And exhale, side body stretch. Inhale, reach. Exhale, twist to the right. Reaching up and twist to the left. Neutral spine, taking the hands behind the back. Inhale, lift the chest. And exhale, gently fold forward. Inhale, back to neutral spine. Exhale, release. One more time. Inhale, raise the hands high. And exhale, left overhead shoots away. Back up, reaching tall, and side body stretch. Back up, finding both of our twists, moving with your breath, feeling this energy, this subtle heat that we're creating here. Finding neutral spine, hands behind the back, lift the heart to the sky, and exhale, fold. Inhale, back up, and release. Beautiful. Coming up onto the knees, we can tuck the toes underneath. We want the knees hip width apart, stacked underneath the hips. Inhale, reach up, lifting the hips up. And exhale, take the hands behind the lower back, kind of finding that fleshy part. And on your next exhale, gently shift the hips forward and start to slowly take a back bend. Breathing nice and easy, only going as far as feels good today. Holding here, drawing the elbows together, nice and strong in the legs. 2 more breaths. We can always come out if we've gone too far. And exhale, lifting back up, connecting to the core, sending the arms out in front, untucking the toes, and releasing into a child's pose, reaching the fingertips out, melting the heart down. Taking a moment to rest here, maybe a little mental check-in as we find length in the spine, sending the hips back, opening up through the sides of the body. Inhale, lift the chest, walk the hands a few inches back, plant the left forearm, and inhale, reach the right arm up for a gentle twist. Nice and strong. Lifting away, keeping the shoulder down, away from the ears as we extend, spreading the fingers wide. Beautiful. On your next exhale, gently return, planting the right forearm down, and inhale, reach up, peeling the arm up to the sky, as if you can grab a hold of something. The energy. Beautiful. Exhale to gently release, coming back up, tucking the feet underneath the hips, and coming to find cow face pose. Wrapping the right leg on top of the left, stacking knees, rooting down through the sit bones, keeping the hips nice and firm on the mat. Extending the arms out, shoulder height, and taking the right overhead, left reaches back behind as we try to meet the fingertips. Sitting up nice and tall. Reversing some of that slouching posture we get from working in daily life. Breathing. Melting the stress away as we come more deeply into the body and its movements. Exhale, gently release the hands and extend this right leg out to the side. Flexing the foot, draw the left knee into the center, and slowly just take a slight forward fold. Maybe we come onto the elbows. Maybe we're up on the hands. Keeping this right foot flexed. Just a gentle hip opener. One breath here, nothing too fancy. Then inhale to lift. Switching sides, tucking the right leg underneath the left. Cow face pose. Once we've found our position, we take the arms, Out to the sides and reach for the fingertips. Attaching no judgment if we can't reach. I can barely reach today. My shoulders are very tight at the moment. You can always use a strap if we need to as well. On your next exhale, gently release, extending the left leg long, and taking our little hip opener, creeping the fingertips forward, bringing the chest down towards the mat. Maybe going a little bit deeper on this exhale before lifting the chest and extending the right leg long, coming into full straddle here. Our legs don't have to be super wide. We can bring them in a little bit closer, just flexing the feet nice and strong before we gently take the chest forward. Keeping the knees pointing backwards, external rotation. Remember, it's not about what the pose looks like, it's about what it feels like. Opening up, feeling the length along the whole inner legs here. Maybe we reach for the ankles. 2 more breaths. And then inhale to lift back up, reaching for the big toes, trying to find the balance on our sit bones as we extend the legs long, holding here nice and strong. 5, 4, 3, lift up, 2, and 1. Bending this left leg, planting it down, bringing the right into your chest like a little baby, cradling it. Pulling it into the chest as we lift up through the crown of the head. Maybe we find a little rock here. Always coming back to the breath. Taking our observances of whatever comes up. Feeling what we need to feel. Releasing what is no longer doing us any good. Extending this right leg long, grabbing onto the big toe. Pulling it up as high as we can. Foot goes towards the ceiling. As we continue to breathe and release. 1 more breath. And gently replace the left knee with the right as we cradle the left foot and shin into the chest. It's a beautiful practice after a nice intense workout or cardio session. Getting deep into the glutes, the groins. Those get very tight after walking, hiking, biking, running especially. Beautiful. And when you've had enough of this cradling action, we can extend the left leg, reaching the foot to the corner of the mat as we lift our chest up. Beautiful. Pull it into the chest for our last breath. And exhale, release, turning to the front of the mat, planting both feet down, sending them out a few more inches than normal, wrapping the arms around the knees and just giving yourself a little hug. Allowing the back to round. Maybe the head comes onto the knees. Give yourself whatever you need here. A little stillness. Maybe you need more of a full body hug. Maybe we let a few tears fall. Just hold space for yourself here. And whenever you're ready, gently lift the chest. Bring the spine back to neutral. Extending both legs out, coming back into our staff pose. Inhale, reaching up, and exhale, taking the left hand to the right big toe. Right comes behind for a twist. If we want to deepen, we can connect to the core and lift the right leg off, leaning back, finding our balance, shifting our weight back. Beautiful long lines. And exhale to gently release and switch. Finding whatever variation suits your practice today. Always ways to level up or level down depending on how we're feeling. Beautiful. And gently release, taking the hands behind the sit bones, planting this right foot and crossing the left ankle over the knee, sending the chest towards the legs. Taking only 2 short breaths here. Our last one, reach a little closer. And exhale to release and switch. Beautiful. Planting both feet, coming down onto the back, and planting the palms down by the sides, keeping the hips square. On your next exhale, send the hips up towards the sky, grounding down through the feet and the palms of the hands. Feeling the earth beneath you as we squeeze the glutes and send them high. This pose is very balancing for all of the chakras as we're in one long line. Keep holding here. One more breath. And exhale, release, taking the knees into the chest, giving yourself a little hug, a little lower back massage. And sending the feet up towards the ceiling for happy baby, reaching for the ankles, the outside edges of the feet. Just letting the knees fall down towards the mat as we open through the inner hips. Letting gravity help do the work here. Pulling you down, feeling that support. I invite you to close the eyes if you haven't already. Going back to the breath, back to your body. Allowing yourself space to just be. And gently letting the feet fall down towards the mat. If we have a bolster, we can grab that now as we prepare for supported fish pose or any other final resting pose that you wish to take. Leaning back on our bolster here, taking your time, especially for this final resting pose, to find whatever feels most natural and comfortable to you. Maybe reclined bound angle, maybe just corpse pose where we can let ourselves be and hang out. Wherever we are, finding stillness, quieting the mind as we release tension from the forehead. Slightly open the jaw,
letting the tongue fall from the roof of the mouth, relaxing the shoulders and the hands, chest and the hips. The legs and the feet. Breathing nice and even, melting into the earth, letting it hold you in this time of need, in this time of comfort. We can gently begin to come back into the body and into the room. Maybe wiggling the fingers, starting to rock the head from side to side, taking whatever movements you need to wake the body up. You can gently come to lie on one side or make your way to a sitting position. Thank you for joining me today in this practice, sharing your time and your energy. I hope you feel a little bit more open and a little bit more calm. The light in me honors the light in you. Until next time.